We're continuing on with what happened to Jesus in that week before the crucifixion at Easter. We're doing this from Mark's Gospel, and today we're using chapters 11, verse 20 to chapter 12, verse 17. We won't read them, we'll leave you to read them. But Jesus is back at Bethany on Monday night with Lazarus. Now on Tuesday morning, he sets out again for Jerusalem. Now the first thing that happened was they came across the tree that Jesus had cursed, and it had withered away. When Peter pointed this out to Jesus, his reply was this: have the faith of God. There are various sorts of faith. You can have faith that's we would call saving faith. You can have faith that rises in your heart for various things to live by. But I believe in this case that Jesus was talking about the gift of faith. The gift of faith is when God fills your heart with an understanding that's hard to deny that he'll do a miracle. For Jesus, this seems to have come easily, but for us, it's something to learn. I've had this happen to me, and I can only describe it as a wonderful thing, but it's hard to believe that God won't do something. Jesus also linked this faith to forgiveness, which is a serious matter. You want to be heard on high? Then forgive. We could easily blame a certain nation for our predicament that we're in at the moment, and we may be right. But how often have we been the culprit, and yet God forgave? Jesus arrives in Jerusalem, and his authority is questioned straight away by the leaders in the temple. He confounds them time and time again. Perhaps tomorrow we'll look at some of his teachings from this time. Today we'll content ourselves with two matters. The first is the matter of the inscription on the coin of Caesar and the duplicity behind the question of paying tax. If Jesus said no, pay no tax, then the authorities would report him to the Romans and let them deal with him accordingly. If he, on the other hand, says pay tax to the Romans, he would be accused of being a collaborator and not a true Jew proud of his nation. His answer is a word of wisdom. Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and to God the things that belong to God. What an answer, direct from the throne of God. The second that we're going to look at is the parable of the vine growers. Having seen the withered fig tree, it must have been clear to the crowds that followed him that this was a picture of Israel. Israel, the untouchable, the receiver, an inheritor of the covenants and promises. But there's a believing Israel and an unbelieving Israel. An unbelieving Israel is about to reject the chief cornerstone that God is about to lay. The leaders are already plotting to kill him, God's anointed. For almost the last time, Jesus and his disciples returned to Bethany to rest and prepare for what's to come.